Hey, welcome to Koco's Corner. I am the huge one, Dave Koco from Kocosports.com or KOCOsports.net. It's where the world comes to kick ass, your home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. This is our weekly Impact Wrestling review. Maybe a day late, a couple hours late. Just because real life gets in the way on Saturdays. I'm really busy Saturdays, and I have to watch Impact Saturday mornings because I live in Tokyo, Japan. As always, we ask you, win, loss, or tie, what did you think of tonight? I'll keep saying tonight's, but what did you think of this week's Impact? Did you think it was a win, loss, or tie? And this is a tough call. I want to see what you say. I think last week's main event booking really hurt this card and really hurt the company. I think since being on Destination America, the wheels started coming loose at last week's main event. The crowd was awesome. The athletes busted their ass. But it just seems like booking doesn't know where it's going anymore. And it's just, I don't know. I want to give a win for the athletes. I want to give a win for the crowd. But booking-wise, I have to give a loss. I mean, there were some good things, but, man, it's just the Beatdown Club. Why even fucking have them? Why even have the Beatdown Club? I mean, this show starts off with a promo of the Beatdown Club. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? We know you're never going to win the fucking title. We know fucking last week they threw fucking 4 random guys together. One of the guys didn't even fucking want to be there. And you lost. I have no idea why the Beatdown Clan lost last week. And it just, you know what? Last week I was like, oh, that's bad fucking booking. What are you going to do? And then when they start with the Beatdown Club and just be like, hey, guess what, guys? Or Beatdown Clan, I'm sorry. And they're like, hey, guess what, guys? We're tough. No, you're not. 4 random fucking guys that barely fucking like each other beat the fucking shit out of you. All 4 of those random guys are going for the title. You serve no purpose. And not only do you not serve a purpose, you go out there and you're like, hey, guys, we're tough. And it's sad because it's just the 4 athletes that are part of the Beatdown Clan, the BDC, are absolutely amazing athletes. I'm a fan of all 4 of these athletes. But we live in the kayfabe world. You fucking mean nothing. You're stormtroopers. You're goddamn Glass Joe. All right? Just imagine 3 stormtroopers and Glass Joe hanging out. That's how the story's being told for the Beatdown Clan. And it's bullshit. It's bullshit. I mean, last week was horrible. The ending, you're like, wow, this is the first time they had bad booking. And then you start off with the Beatdown Clan just advertising that bad booking. Who are they going to beat up? And granted, they tried their best. They tried their best to give them power back. They tried their best to give them... But it's over. I mean... I don't know. They have to start goddamn winning. And then here's the worst part is, I don't fucking read spoilers, but still, spoilers get out there, and this show gets even more fucking depressing if you know the spoilers. We're not going to talk about the spoilers. We're just going to talk about what happened here because I'm anti-spoiler. But try to stay away from Facebook. It's hard to not be spoiled by TNA. Bunch of friggin' spoilers. And the thing is, I understand if you don't like TNA wrestling. I really do. I understand if you're like, oh, I'm a WWE fanboy, I love WWE, or hey, the Impact isn't a big enough alternative, so I go to New Japan, Ring of Honor, and don't like Impact. I just step right over that as an alternative. I understand. But if you're a dick and you go to the official Impact fucking page and put up spoilers, come on, dude. Just because you don't like something, don't ruin it for everyone else. But yeah, so it opens up with a promo, what just advertises how badly booked last week's show is. And I love low-key Samoa Joe, Kenny King, MVP. Absolutely love them. Huge fans of them. Great athletes, great wrestlers. We'll always root for them. But we're living in a kayfabe world, and yeah, 4 random fucking dudes beat the shit out of you. You're talking shit, and those 4 random dudes are like, yeah, nah, fuck you. We're just gonna fucking wrestle each other and hate each other. So you're supposed to be a brotherhood, and 4 random dudes that don't even fucking like each other beat your ass. And then you start a promo like nothing happened. Yeah, I wish I could fucking erase that memory. But yeah, they want to fight, and it leads to a main event spot. Now you had Austin Aries versus Bobby Roode. I think Austin Aries at one time was the best wrestler in TNA. I think those days are long gone. I think Bobby Roode is one of the best wrestlers in all of pro wrestling, not just TNA, but he's definitely the best all-around wrestler. When you're like, hey, can he cut promos? And just the whole package. Bobby Roode is the total package, to steal a line from Lex Luger. And it's a short match, and it wants you wanting more. And I would almost, knock it. But, hey, it's 2 great athletes, and Bobby Roode does finish it pretty quickly with a crossface to earn a submission victory. But TNA, you got to give them compliments. And when if you throw someone under the bus and they do something bad, you have to praise them when they do something good. Josh is like, well, he has the briefcase, and they told the story. The reason he tapped out so quickly is he doesn't want to get hurt so that he could defend his title. And to me, I was like, all right. I was a little angry because you had 2 great athletes, but you know what? You told a good story, so we'll go with that. So yeah, it was an interesting match, very short, but at the same time, it told a story, and I really enjoyed it. Next, man, Grado is so over. Al Snow comes out there. Al Snow, the older he gets, the bigger he gets. It's like, I think his gray hair is just built with, like, natural steroid, just fucking juices. It's like, I'm going gray, but I'm starting to look like the Hulk. I mean, when Al Snow is full gray, he's going to be the biggest motherfucker ever. Look out. Look out, Brock Lesnar. Old man Al Snow would whoop your ass. And that's the thing. Like, most men that, hit middle age, like, the younger version of them can kick their ass. Like, if you came to me and be like, hey, kid, 18-year-old in a Marine Corps Dave, kick fucking, you're yelling into a podcast every day, fat ass old Dave, without a doubt. But I honestly think Al Snow is like the opposite. Old man Al Snow would fucking just break young Al Snow. The grayer he gets, the bigger he gets. He tries to cut a heel promo. Everyone knows where this is leading because of British Boot Camp. Grado comes out, and man, it was just a huge pop. Some people hate Grado, some people love him. I can't believe I'm starting to agree with Vince Russo, but he should have a full-time job. I think he should be there. He's just such fucking money, and he's so different and so lovable. And the thing is, it's like, they tried to create these characters before, like a Grado, and they tried to have characters like him before, and it's just failed flat. But the people love him. Other people love him. He's just a lovable guy. And, Al Snow is talking shit. He goes over to talk to Grado's mom, and the fans are eating this shit up alive. And Grado's mom starts slapping him, and I think Grado's late to the party because his mom's having a goddamn field day. Al Snow's like, all right, you can slap me now. And Grado's mom's like, Grado-mania! I think Grado's mom, being a little sarcastic here, but I think Grado's mom slapped the shit out of Al Snow like 800 times. She's like, don't you dare! I'm adding the voice. That you couldn't actually hear her voice. But, yeah, then Grado comes over and starts punching him. Al Snow walks away. And then he says, if you could beat me, I'll respect you and shake your hand. And I'm like, okay, bit awkward, but at the same time, the fans are eating it up, so I think the awkwardness you can get right past. And you know what? I don't know, just Grado's something different. I actually enjoy him, but I think I enjoy him more of the atmosphere he brings. Like, I've seen him in a lot of UK feds. I've seen him in TNA, and I've watched him a lot on YouTube because people are like, you gotta fucking see guy. I even saw like a small documentary on him, and it's just, I don't know. I really enjoy the character. He sucks balls at wrestling, I assure you, but he's over. So he's like, I was gonna make fun of John Cena, but I don't know. So sometimes I'll take the high road. All right, so there you go. So hopefully that'll lead to a decent match. Now you have 2 guys that I seem to be in a minority of. I don't understand why Crazy Steve is popular, and I don't understand why Bram is popular. I don't enjoy their matches. I don't enjoy their segments. I think they're bags of shit. But normally when I say this, people are like, no, 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 Bram's awesome. You're fucking blind. You got dirt in your eyes. I'm like, all right. So I don't fucking get it. But it leads to a match. They do a very indie thing. I don't know. I did enjoy it. He basically, Bram beat the fucking living shit out of Crazy Steve, like cutting a promo and calling out Magnus. I'm nitpicking here, but that just seems very indie. Why not just squash Crazy Steve, then cut a promo like stepping on him? Or something along those lines. And all that, but it also kind of ruins Crazy Steve. But out of all this, finally, you get a feeling in your heart of hearts that Magnus, fucking, he had a kid, he got some WWE diva fucking poo-tang and went absolutely insane, and his career was fucking horrible. Magnus, I love you. I think you're the most improved wrestler of all time. But as a favor to you, as a gift to you and your family, I'm going to pretend 2014 never happened. And Bram calling you out, doing a storyline, I pray to Terry Funk. Shall we? Dear Terry Funk, please bring back old Magnus. I didn't realize how great he was until 2014 Magnus. For the love of God, I never want to see 2014 Magnus. It's the internet's fault. Yeah. It's just, No, we will not allow us to talk about how fucking horrible Magnus was in 2014. We won't do it. So I'm hoping that old school Magnus comes back. And you know what? Maybe Magnus and Bram will have some good matches, and I will see why people love Bram. You know, I ask people all the time, well, why do you love Bram? And they're like, well, he's like Bray Wyatt. I'm like, not really. And then I'm like, why do you like Bram? And they're like, well, he's dating Charlotte. I don't give a shit. I don't know. I see potential in him. I just don't understand. I'm like, Bram sucks. And you just hear the internet entry, boo, you suck. Like, why is Bram good? Well, you see, yeah. I don't get it. Hopefully I could see what you all see in Bram, and hopefully old Magnus would come back. We need old Magnus now more than ever. I mean, come on, Magnus. You know you could be a great wrestler. You know it's not the internet's fault. You just shut the fuck up and be Magnus. Bram, I might not like you, but if you bring back old school Magnus with this feud, sir, I will say nice things about you. I'll be like, I'll walk the streets of Tokyo and be like, hey, have you heard? Bram, quite a gentleman. Brought back the old Magnus. Thank you, sir. All right, moving on. And this was a very short match, just telling a story. Next, they had the 3-on-2 handicap match. I really hate handicap matches. And not only that, but I love EC3. I love Rockstar Spud. Rockstar Spud cut a huge promo. And I don't know why, it got me giggling when he's like, I got backup, I got a plan. And JB's like, what are you talking about? He's like, it's a European thing. And the managers just looked at him. He's like, what the fuck is he talking about? I don't know. That shit cracked me up. Maybe it's because I traveled around the world and shit, and just that shit fucking made me laugh. I don't know if it made anyone else laugh, but I really do enjoy the Spud and EC3 character. I enjoy this feud. With that said, I love JB. I think he's one of the nicest guys in pro wrestling. I honestly think he's one of the hardest working men in pro wrestling. I just believe that. I worked in radio, I worked in television, and I've got to meet JB a bunch, and every time he was a gentleman. And the thing is, when you work in media and you're the host, people kiss your ass. It doesn't matter how bad of a host you are. It doesn't matter how shitty your radio show is. They're just like, oh, but usually they treat the side talent like shit. It's like, well, what do you do? I run the board. Oh, what do you do? Well, I do this, you know. And they usually treat that talent like shit. JB is one of the few celebrities I met. If I was the host, he treated me good. If I was the guy running the board or getting the coffee, he treated me good. So it didn't matter. JB was just a nice person. With that said, Go fuck yourself, JB. Get out of these fucking storylines ASAP. I understand that EC3 is fucking becoming RoboCop on his left arm, and, you know, you got to keep EC3 on television because, oh my god, Bobby Roode EC3 for the fucking title is just pure goddamn money. I understand all that. I understand. Jesus Christ, if we could just get rid of fucking JB. Just let him be the nice guy who sets up the media, busts his ass, ring announcing. By the way, SoCal Val ring announcing. I've watched SoCal Val wrestle since she's been a young little teenager, like 14, 13 years old. She was a valet. So it was cool seeing SoCal Val grow up, and it was cool seeing her as the ring announcer. Way to go, SoCal Val. But yeah, JB, I love you, brother, but no. No, I don't care that EC3 is turning into RoboCop. You do not fucking wrestle ever again. With that said, they had some really great spots. You're basically your winners, EC3 and Tyrus. But one of the crazy spots, JB has his, I guess, his moment, is JB climbs to the top rope and just jumps off to get caught by Tyrus. And Tyrus did not do that JB any favors. I mean, Tyrus is a big guy. He could just bear hug him or grab him. He did him no favors. He's just like, I'm sorry. Did I fucking not catch you? Poor JBL sold it like a champ, but Tyrus, come on, JB, just catch that little son of a gun. Come on, cradle him like a little baby. Come on, Tyrus, you got to catch. Very entertaining match, but overall, yeah. Now, this is where I have to give him a lot of credit. The backup plan comes in. The lights go out, and Mr. Anderson, at one time, I said he's the next big superstar. I believe that. I believe he was going to be Vince McMahon's son in WWE. I believe he was going to be the next big star. Then he lost his smile. He lost a step or two in the ring. He just wasn't himself. And it just became depressing to watch him. I mean, let's just be honest. It became depressing. He was probably the hottest blue chipper in all of pro wrestling. And you're just like, you're a WWE guy just fucking staying here for no fucking reason at all. Now, granted, there's probably personal life shit and all that. But this was one of the best fucking segments ever. I really fucking enjoyed it. I might be overselling it, but I really did enjoy this. The lights go out. And Mr. Anderson is in the fucking ring, just buddying it up with him. Like, yeah, we got him. And dude, it just hit my funny bone. I fucking enjoyed it. And then Mr. Anderson just beat the fucking living shit out of him. So I really enjoyed this segment. Everything about this is good, except, you know, let's get JB out of those matches. I mean, Tyrus didn't catch him. Let's just say JB's wrestling career is over. He has a highlight. He climbed to the top rope. He jumped off. Let's go. Backstage, they keep doing segments where the Beatdown Clan beating the shit out of people. This one, they attack Gunner. They're trying to basically give them their manhood back, but we know where it's going, and it's just, oh my god. They're trying. They are trying to redo the Beatdown Club, and I hope they're successful. But next, you had Madison Rayne come out. She was cutting a promo. They kept playing Awesome Kong's music, just like boom, and she's like, "All right, shut that off." And then out of nowhere, Awesome Kong came down. I'm a huge Awesome Kong mark, so I really cheered for him. And it was entertaining, it was fun, and it was a short match, but Awesome Kong does get the win with the implant buster. I think it was done very well, but it was a really short match, and I'm hoping that the old Awesome Kong returns soon. I'm a huge fan of Awesome Kong, so I'd like to see where this goes. Next, you cut a promo, and I am a Hardy hater, but I think I might have to retire. I used to really hate Jeff and Matt Hardy. I fucking despised them. I was like, what the fuck? Jeff a lot more than Matt. And I know, here comes the thumbs down. The streak is over. But in their older ages, I'm starting to really enjoy Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy. I really am. Maybe I'm going soft in my old age. I don't know what the deal is, but I thought this was a great promo. James Storm interrupts, basically Matt Hardy's giving an update on his brother. James Storm interrupts him, and he bullies him, and he's like, you got two options, and one of them was being a hospital bed next to Jeff Hardy, and Matt Hardy had probably one of the best lines of the night. It wasn't cheesy. It was like legit tough. He's like, well, and I'm paraphrasing here. He's like, Jeff Hardy has a nice bed, and starts beating the hell out of him, and then it's basically a 4-on-1 attack, and then the Wolves come and make the save. I thought it was a really good promo. It made someone I hate enjoy, and not only that, but James Storm has to give a lot of props to James Storm. James Storm is really, really just sacrificing so much to help so many. I know it sounds very kayfabe is the revolution, but James Storm, if he wanted to be a dick, he could be a main eventer and say, fuck these guys. But he's helping so many people, people from different countries who can't speak English very well, and people that, X Division guys, and all that. And I really enjoy what James Storm is doing. I have to give him props. Yeah, so I enjoy it. I actually enjoyed this segment. This was a really, really good promo. So it's a really good segment. So maybe I have to give this a win. I'm just, man, I don't know. The main event kind of sucks, but let's move on. Yeah, Kurt Angle and Lashley. Kurt Angle versus two members of the Beatdown Clan. It was MVP and Samoa Joe. And just, there was a match, and Lashley, the Beatdown Clan does win. MVP and Samoa Joe wins, but it's just basically setting up a match between Kurt Angle and Bobby Lashley. It didn't really fucking matter. And usually TNA does a better job than its main competitor, WWE, as far as making matches matter. This really felt like a house show match. It was like, all right, yep, fucking, we have stars in there. Yep, match doesn't really fucking matter. All right, let's give the Beatdown Clan, which, they're trying to rebuild since lockdown last week. Afterwards, Lashley and Angle confront each other, and they cut it off. I really enjoyed this match, but it didn't feel important. It just felt like the next stage of, like, a fucking story, and it should. And not only that, but they did it. They tried. TNA tried really hard to get the Beatdown Clan to be men again, because last week all their manhood was taken away, and hopefully they keep working on it and building on it. One thing I have to mention: MVP was wearing Manchester United. I don't know much about the football or soccer, but I think he should do that more often. I thought that was pretty cool. It was a nice little touch. I don't know where they were. He was booed and hated, but I know MVP is a huge Manchester United fan, and I don't know much about the soccer. I just know Honda is my son's favorite player, Japanese guy. I don't even know where he plays. All right, let's check this out. So overall, I'm going to give it a weak win. I almost want to give it a tie. Please in the comments put win, loss, tie, what you thought of it. All right, let's see. Boop, 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 ba-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Ba-ba-da-ba. Andy Papp says, woohoo, TNA review. Yeah, sorry it's late. I'm going to try to do a main event review and a New Japan review within 24 hours. I haven't done a main event review in a while. So, Beatdown Clan, Dave. I know, but, I'm a white guy. I don't know if I'm allowed to use the word clan. Fabrice Nicholas T, we'll just say that. Thank you for giving us a like on the Facebook. All right, boom, boom, boom. And, we got some thing. All right, and Forsaken, the Dungeon Master, on his way to China, is watching live. Much love. Boom Boom. All right, Boom Boom's here. Let's see. The streak is over. We have one thumbs down. We have one thumbs down. We went 9 shows without a thumbs down, and the streak ended. And you know what? I wonder if there's just people that don't want alternatives. And what I mean by that is people that are either super TNA fans that minus this, then fine, maybe we shouldn't review Impact, and then less people review it. And, and on top of that, like, people are like, oh, I hate fucking WWE. I'm like, all right, I'm going to break down New Japan. You get a thumbs down. All right, I see. I see how it is, you son of a bitches. But now that the streak is over, we went 9 shows. 9 fucking shows without a thumbs down. It was amazing. We didn't even get through this live broadcast. So much for the streak being intact. Oh, well. And I know it broke my heart. The first thumb down to break the streak was the New Japan review. Bunch of fucking jerk nuts. Andy Papp says, "Sup, Dave? Gonna give Impact a tie. Bad booking, but some great wrestling kind of saved it." And in short, Andy Paps, we're gonna regroup. Five-yard penalty on the comment. Kind of saved it. And I like BDC. I'm going to be fair and give them a little longer and see what happens. I hope so too, but the spoilers are very depressing, and hopefully there's more excitement than that. Dear anti-TNA people, don't put spoilers out there unless it's nice and labeled. You know, I saw the spoilers when I went to go check to see what, Impact's Facebook page, and I'm like, you guys are effing jerks. Boom, boom, 418, first-time caller, long-time listener. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz. This reminds me of radio days. I just want to say I enjoy listening to your show. I do it every day. Do you think TNA being on Destination America is the fresh start for the company was looking for, or is it more of the same? I think it's a fresh start, and I think, that they're doing some things right, and they're doing a storyline right. I just think they made a huge error at the last week's show of Beatdown Clan, the BDC. The BDC losing to just 4 random good guys that hate each other. I think it's really improving. I honestly do. I thought it was improving on Spike towards the end. I think WWE fanboys are going to hate it no matter what. TNA defenders are going to fucking... I don't know. I'm just getting tired of extremists in pro wrestling. Not ECW, but extremists. Like, what? You love the product I love? You're a genius. You're so smart. Oh, you hate the product? You hate the product I love? Anyway, yeah, I honestly think they're getting better. I think they made a huge blundering error because they treated the lockdown like a pay-per-view where the good guys had to win, but they didn't realize how much that was going to hurt MVP's faction. So I think there was a huge error. I think if you're a WWE super fan, you're always going to hate TNA no matter what. I think if you're a TNA defender, yeah, I understand that you're the underdog. But just because someone says, hey, guess what? This, that, yakety yakety boom, doesn't mean that the product is absolutely horrible. So, yeah, I honestly think good things are going to happen at Destination America, and I think it's improving. It looks a little different, and they're giving different guys shots and all that. So it should be interesting. We'll see. But, yeah, if you haven't watched TNA in a long time, and I know how Boom Boom hasn't watched TNA in a long time, if you haven't watched TNA in a long time, maybe now is a good time to give it another shot. You might enjoy it. You might, TNA's in a tough spot because they're basically the number 2 company. People can argue if they are or not, but they're seen by most as the number 2 company. And people are like, they're not like WWE. I love WWE no matter what. So they lose that fan base. And then people that are willing to see other alternatives, people are like, well, TNA is not as good as this alternative. And it's stuck. It's like being an expensive McDonald's. It's stuck. People either will say McDonald's is way better, I'm not going to pay extra, or they're going to like, why the fuck wouldn't I just go to Five Guys? They're stuck. They're like, TNA is like the Hardys of pro wrestling, if you're comparing to fast food. I think it's a good time to start watching if you haven't watched TNA. I really enjoy it. And not only that, but they're doing the European tour, so the fans are making it seem like such a big deal. The announced team is doing a pretty good job. It seems like Taz is really improved. So I think it's, if you haven't watched TNA in a while, I think it's come back. Let's see. Andy Papp says, I have a bold prediction. Austin Aries will cash in a world title shot and join the Beatdown Clan. It's a possibility. That would be interesting. I would go for that, Andy Paps. Total elimination. Thank you. I'm really not liking the BDC. I love the 4 athletes that are involved. I think the storyline is really weak and the booking is weak, but at least it's 4 athletes that you could support. But yeah, I could see why you wouldn't like the Beatdown Clan. I mean, they're pretty much heels that always fucking lose when it matters most. So yeah, I think, you know, and I said this last week, and I let it settle in for a week, and it's just getting worse. The Beatdown Clan losing at Lockdown really, really is like, what the fuck? Major mistake. All right. Please like, comment, subscribe. Check out Kocosports.net. Jerry and Scott Adams and David Cooey are working really hard. We're going to try to expand our staff so the news could be where we want it to be. Also, I will try to do a main event review in the 24 hours, and I will try to do a New Japan review. I really appreciate you guys liking the New Japan stuff, so hopefully I can do more shows about that. All right, boop, boop, boop. Let's just go over the live comments one more time. Thank you for those that favored and tweeted us on the Twitter. Boop, boop, boop. If you want to be cool, go to Kocosports.net and join us in our chat room. Then you'd be really cool. Bam, bam, bam. Boop, boop, boop. Which one do I like better? This is from Google+. Which one do I like better? Lucha Underground or TNA? Lucha Underground. I enjoy Lucha Underground a lot better, but TNA is not too bad. I honestly don't think TNA is that bad. So there you go. Boop, boop, boop. I got an email from my daughter, says, can I use the PC? So that means we're probably gonna wrap it up. All right. Let's see. Andy Paps. Damn. Now I want Five Guys. LOL. Thanks, Dave. Yeah. Well, I live in Japan, and all we have is McDonald's and Burger King. So, yeah, and we have a Wendy's, but, like, there's only one Wendy's, and, like, it's a legit restaurant. Like, people are like, oh, we're going to the Wendy's. Oh, so exciting. But we have Moss Burger and stuff like that. But, yeah, we don't have Five Guys. Five Guys were really fucking good. Five Guys, sponsor Kocosports.net. We need the money, you sons of guns. Total Elimination, I do too, but it seems too much like Aces and Eights. Yeah, I think they're trying to improve on Aces and Eights and also try to make their version of the Bullet Club. All right, boo, boo, boo. Now my daughter's making sad faces with Snowman. All right, we're going to cut this short because my daughter wants. Within the next 24 to 48 hours, I will be doing a main event review. We had a couple requests for that. This week's main event was pretty decent. It's hard to find. It's a pirate's life for me. And I'll break down New Japan. And maybe I could sweet talk Boom Boom into doing a show. Be like, hey, come on, Boom Boom. It's all about the content, baby. It's all about the content. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out Kocosports.net. The streak is over. We went 9 shows without a downvote, without a thumbs down. Those were good days. Those were good days. All right. Thank you for all those that liked. You that gave the thumb down. What's up? Why'd you give a thumbs down? Why? Man up. Tell us. It's like, I don't like fat nerds yelling about Impact Wrestling. All right. All right. I see your point. I see your point. Like, comment, subscribe, and check out Kocosports.net. Be back soon. With that, I am over. Boom, 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 boom.